Well, good day YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino Beer Review. Today you have the Rhino, we're doing a naked beer review. Because we can. Anyway, today's, basically, I got home from work, I can't wear my work shirt on camera, and I don't have any shirts down here. So this is the way it is. I'm keeping my nipples out of shot before you, because I care about you. Anyway, we're going to drink a beer that I just found at my LCBO. I picked it up the moment it got off the truck. I had just found out it even existed, and like the next day it showed up at my beer store, so I returned my empties so I could pick up a couple cans to send out to people as well. And this is from Molson Coors, and it is Madjack Hard Root Beer, which is a 6% alcohol root beer. Now, Madjack, it was a apple flavored beer, the first Madjack. They also have a ginger flavored beer. There's a Madjack ginger, but to get that I had to buy a 12-pack, which was 4 apples, which I didn't like, 4 of these, which I don't know. I bought 4 anyway to send out to people, so that could have been okay, and then I would have gotten 4 gingers as well, but I wasn't paying $23 for that. Molson, I'll review a ginger one. I'm really excited to review anything, but again, I'm not buying a 12-pack. Send me one ginger beer. One ginger beer. Just one. I'll put a shirt on. If you send me one ginger beer, I'll hide all this fur. Anyway, let's drink this 6% alcohol hard root beer that was bought at the LCBO, the beer store. We're going to drink it out of a Heineken glass because that's the glass of the week. I love being a turtle. Been watching the 2003 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which I like because they follow the comic books much better than the original like 80s, 90s cartoon. Okay. Ruby red color. Kind of looks like Barks. There was a little bit of head, it faded right away, but that's just like real root beer too. Smell? Okay. Very, very sweet. Very sweet. Now, my favorite root beer of all time, and I wish it was alcoholic, is this right here. I picked up a 6-pack of it when I was there. Babylon Brooks root beer. Traditional root beer. So this is made with mostly all roots and stuff. It's actually like a root tea recipe, which was the original root beer. Now, the reason I bring that up is, out of the can, it kind of has some of the same scents. It kind of has this, a little bit of anise, a little bit of botteric root, a little bit of sassafras root, a little bit of almost like Demerara sugar, some vanilla. This actually smells quite a lot. Out of the can, it smells quite a lot like Babylon Brooks. Now, out of the glass, where it's aired out and it's not as pungent, it doesn't smell nearly as good. Out of the glass, it kind of has that, not A&W, not Barks, Heinz, which is one of the more no-name versions of this particular soda pop genre, but it kind of has the Heinz, that Heinz just super sweetness, like caramel and corn sugar, like caramel and dextrose mixed together in a glass of water, and then a little bit of the anise and vanilla coming through. So actually, it smells really good out of the can. Not all that great out of the glass. Very effervescent too. My face is getting attacked with little splooches of liquid when I go in for a sniff. So let's try it. Cheers. Now, I love root beer. I really love root beer, but I'm more a craft root beer type of guy than big brand root beer. Because big brand root beer for me is mostly just sweet fizzy water. And that's kind of what I'm getting here. I mean, I can't say it's a bad thing, because it's not. It's what it's what I expect. It's what I expected, at least, because I knew it wasn't going to be like the Nickelbrook one. This is actually kind of a mix of root beer and birch beer for me, because it does have that background taste of birch beer. But yeah, I can't say that it does not taste like root beer, because it does. It tastes like a root beer, but again, I would say more like a Heinz or a Cott soda, or maybe a Chubby sodas. Those Chubby soda. The little no, not even a Chubby soda. Chubby sodas have that just that sweet background taste. This actually has a more profound, real taste. You know what? Pop Shop. The Pop Shop root beer. That's what this reminds me of. Very caramel-like on the forefront. Kind of like almost a burnt maple flavor on the back end. The back end of it is just kind of burnt, drying, and sweet, and I'm saying maple, and like that's where I'm getting that birch beer flavor, is from the end too. The end actually reminds me of working in my grandfather's sugar bush, making maple syrup, and the front end reminds me of a mixture of high end and low end root beers, and the back end reminds me of birch beer and working in my grandfather's sugar bush. I actually don't mind this. Very sweet, as I said. A lot of carbonation was splashing up in my face, but as I'm drinking it, it's actually fairly soft. And that finish, that almost like birch beer, like roasty, toasty finish is actually very appealing with how sweet this is on the forefront. I'm actually pleasantly surprised with this, and it's 6% alcohol. I'm going to say drinking more than one or two of these probably isn't something you're going to want to do, because it is very sweet. It's gonna hurt in the morning if you drink more than a couple. This actually does taste like something that would work really good with adding a shot of rum to it. I know I'm not a rum drinker all that much, but if you give me a rum and root beer, I'm in fucking love. So I know this is alcoholic and this one isn't. Taste-wise, that doesn't really touch this, but I actually like that quite a bit. I like it more than a lot of the brands that I've had in the past, even though it's not a full-on normal root beer. It's more like that because it has that birch beer actual real taste in the background instead of just sweet syrupy. And for that, I don't mind this. It was something fun to try. I really like that I could buy it in a single can. I wish I could get the ginger beers in a single can, but that is life. Out of 10 on this, I don't want to give it to it, but you know what? I'll have to give it a 7. I could buy this again. I actually don't hate this. If I'm going somewhere where I'm not allowed to drink beer, where it's going to be a cooler or something only, and I have gone to parties where it's don't bring beer, if you don't bring a cooler, you don't get to drink here, I could bring this. I could. Again, I wouldn't want to drink more than a couple, but I could do it. So I'll give this a 7 out of 10, with an asterisk that this is the first hard root beer I've had. I haven't had Ain't Your Father's root beer. I haven't had any of the big ones from Bud, any of the other ones that are out there. So I may be rating this too high because I don't know what else is out there, but as of what I've tasted, it's the best one I've had. Not sold on it, but it's not bad. Thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.